Ahoy, landlubbers, it's me, your valiant Captain Vasco. And welcome back to Skylanders Giants. You'll notice that for once we're not hanging out in the game room, and there's a very particular reason for that. Follow me up this ladder and we'll find out why. Ooh, pretty. Winged sapphire. These things are always so satisfying. Getting upgrades for cheaper? Très magnifique. That's French for sweet! Alright. So, also you can see scenic giant robot from here, which is kind of cool. Also you can see Brock still chilling, hanging out on the lower deck. Speaking of lower deck, well actually, first let's take a detour down this way. Because we got ourselves a gem to pick up. Who needs treasure the most right now? Geez, I'm not sure. Oh no, I'm sure. I know who.
I've got my eye on you.
Pegasus! The upgrade I most want to get for him right off the bat costs like 1,000 something. I don't know, it might be like just under 1,000 after picking up that winged sapphire. It's actually kind of difficult to talk about prices of upgrades in a vacuum because every time you pick up a winged sapphire they change kind of dramatically. But as we saw last time, we got a gate here, or several gates rather, and we're gonna beat our way through all of them.
Fruit punch.
And as we make our way through, we will consider all the wonderful things that we can get with money. We can get Skystones, we can get upgrades, we can get hats. Although personally, hats to me are something that you would save till the end game. And in fact, on the file I originally beat the game on, where I do all of my practice playthroughs, I've been saving up money with several of my characters to buy out all the hats once everything's all said and done. It's not really a big deal, exactly. Like, you don't really need all the hats. There may be like an achievement or something for that, but for the most part, it's just sort of like, I want to be able to look at the hats menu and be able to choose any hat I want. I don't even really like the hats that much, to be honest. For some reason, I'm just compelled to collect all the hats. But it's going to be much easier to get all the hats if all your Skylanders are fully upgraded and prepared for battle beforehand. So, since, as I said before, we've got a rather expensive upgrade I'd like to get for Pegasus in the relatively near future. Let's pick up this treasure until we've got, like, too much treasure. It may actually be all of the treasure. Oh, will there be a little bit left over? Yeah, just to be on the safe side, he gets the whole caboodle. Kid in caboodle? Kid in a bottle. Why would I put a kid in a bottle? That's just weird. Oh, actually, one other quick thing I can show off is that if we check out our shop, blah blah blah, we've talked to you before.
Excellent.
Yes, it's I'm super cool. Here's a new thing that exists here. Also, was this new? I feel like I would have pointed this out, but I don't remember pointing this out. Well, at some point this became available, and this is something to look out for in all of our shops. I can't think of a cleaner way to say that, but maybe that's just because I'm recording this too late at night. But the Luck-O-Tron bulbs, there's 3 more to buy out in the world somewhere. First only costs 200 gold, which is actually pretty cheap. And definitely worthwhile, although, since, again, I'm still just trying to upgrade all my Skylanders to fit fighting form, this isn't a top priority. Although, ironically, spending the 200 on this now is actually probably worth it in the long run. I'll consider it, but I don't think I have any Skylanders who I would say have extra money for the time being. But in case it's not clear, a Luck-O-Tron bulb enables you to put a second Luck-O-Tron wheel in the Luck-O-Tron. Luck-O-Tron is a long name for what it is, so it's kind of clunky to say it repeatedly. It starts to lose meaning. But basically, it allows you to either, choose 2 different things that you want to have a greater chance of happening, like wealth and experience, so you can like totally max out your Skylanders ASAP, or you can focus even more on one by putting in, say, 2 experience wheels and getting a bunch of extra experience. So that's a cool thing. The thing I actually came here to show off, though, is the Brawny Barbell charm. And I forget if I've actually looked at any charms yet. There's like a handful of them in the game, not a ton of them. But charms go in this like special menu. I forget which. Is it Yeah, it's under collections, under the start menu. And it's like charms, and like there's several of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, several. Basically what the charms do is that they grant you special static powers. So, for example, the Brawny Barbell charm, the one that's in our shop now, allows giants to pick up boulders more quickly, which doesn't sound all that helpful, but you know, it's really not the worst thing you could do. Let's pick up some gold while I continue to rant about this. Not really rant. Rant is more of a complaining action. Actually, you know who definitely needs some more treasure? Oh, well, I dropped him off the portal. I think that's the first time I've done that while recording. That's definitely a sign that I'm recording this too late at night. How's everybody doing? It's probably day where you are now. Well, I can't really say that with any confidence. There's like a 50% chance that it's day where you are now. But yeah, so like the barbell thing doesn't sound that exciting, but like considering how long it takes the giants to pick up the boulders, if you ever want to use them in a fight, being able to pick them up quicker seems useful to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased, but I don't think I am, because I don't actually care that much about the boulders. In case you missed it last time, which, you know, if you did, you should probably just go back and watch it. But we changed the paint coat on the side of our ship, so the ship looks kind of uglier now. But we're just going to leave it that way. Why? Because I figure I might as well show off all the different upgrades we can get for the ship. I don't know if I'll like do them after every level. It seems kind of tedious, especially considering you can only ever get them like one at a time. Yay, more treasure. Yoink. But yeah, I mean, probably after every couple or something along those lines, I'll show off the new decorations, I guess you could call them. The legendary treasures. You know what I'm talking about, probably. Okay, so there's two things I want to get before we go. Start with this gentleman, or gentle whale, or whaleman. Any one of those really works.
Welcome back.
Yes, we've been here before as well. So we're gonna get him the slippery belly upgrade, which lets him flop more and longer and harder. Sounds kind of sketchy, but we're doing that because we got gold. Burning a hole in the lack of pockets that we have. Seriously, why ain't I got no pockets? I got a belt. Why don't I have pants? It's just strange. Alright, moving on. The other upgrade will obviously go to Pegasus. And I'm pretty sure I can afford it. It's gonna be really embarrassing if I can't. Yep, just barely. Headless, not helpless. I could explain this to you, but it's a lot more entertaining to just show it. To me, this is like the first significant upgrade for Pegasus. This is the one that like really turns him on as a character, if that makes any sense to you. But so, you know, as before, if you've noticed, whenever I detach the flying eyeball from the body, suit of armor just sort of slouches over, which is kind of depressing. But now, oh, look at that. He's wildly punching everything. Now we're like a two-man wrecking team. It's fantastic. I love it. Okay, so I think that covers all the things we wanted to take a look at on the ship today. Since, yeah, the Luck-O-Tron wheel we got last time wasn't more wealth. So, Flynn, what's up?
Next up, the secret Arkeyan Vault of Secrets. You ready for all these secrets?
Okay, there's one thing I think I should mention before we start the level, because it's going to be really hard for me to mention it in a timely manner if I do it as the level is starting, because it's really time sensitive, which is kind of the point I'm going to be getting at here. There's an achievement you can get in this level, the Secret Vault of Secrets. And, you know, if you played the last game, or, you know, you just have a sense of, we got a giant robot in order to enter this place that only giant robots can go. This is going to be a giant robot level. And we had one in the last game, and, you know, it was actually probably one of my favorites in there. Maybe like third or fourth, something along those lines. It was a level I liked a lot. I was excited for them to have another one. I don't like this one as much. Like, kind of by a lot. I feel like this is a lot less fun. And I'll try to get at why I think that is as we're playing, because, you know, I gotta have something to talk about while we're playing. But back to that achievement I mentioned. Real quick, The achievement is to destroy all of the arrow gyros, or basically weird-shaped helicopters in the level. They throw one at you, like, instantly, and you can basically miss it. You could be trying to hit it and still miss it, as if you just had no idea it was there. It's just really obnoxious. So, I don't know that I'll be able to actually shoot all of them down in one go. I managed to do it once, after some really extensive trying. I'm not going to go out of my way to do it today, because A, it's going to frustrate me tremendously, and B, because if I point out all of the ones to you, then you should be able to do it yourself, because you can actually kind of cheat this really easily. So, if you miss the first one, restart the level if you're trying to get the achievement. And if you miss any one after the first set of arrow gyros, then just let yourself die, and then you'll restart and be able to get them all in one go. It seems like cheating, it basically is, but it's a really annoying thing, and they've really, like, deliberately set it up to be annoying. So I'm just going to show it out. It's going to be harder to explain how annoying it is than to show you, but I needed to explain that up front, because otherwise you would just be like, what is he talking about? And now you know what I'm talking about, so let's just do it.
Okay, just hop in the giant robot and I'll set you down.
So here we are, the secret Arkeyan vault of secrets. Hey, how can it be a secret if we... Oh, never mind.
Oh, you clever ghost, you.
The actual vault itself is at the other end of the canyon, and is completely underwater. I guess underwater secret vaults were all the rage 10,000 years ago. Anyway, the only way we're going to be able to get in there is if we can lower the water level.
Okay, so thing number one, this is super minor, but anytime you have to do this target thing, it bugs me. I don't know why this exists. I still have no clue why this exists, why this has to work this way, since it didn't in the last game, and we haven't, like, significantly changed the technology. But you have to start with here. Also, start targeting this area right away and shooting here, because otherwise you're instantly going to miss that helicopter right there.
Looks like something triggered the automated defense
So
system.
that's the thing I was talking about. Super easy to miss that, because it just sort of flies away without ever, like, trying to attack you or giving you really a chance to do it if you're not looking out for it. So it's good to have a heads up on that.
The secondary attack button. Yeah.
I apologize for talking over Machine Ghost, but he's really going to be talking for most of the level. One of the things that kind of bugs me about this level as compared to the last one is that basically like half the level is tutorial for something that A, we did in the last game, and B, honestly isn't that complicated. Like, I mean, I feel like you'd basically instinctively be trying these... Oh, there's another helicopter. Did I get him? Nope, see, there you go. I've missed one already. It's super easy to miss them. But so there's one at the very beginning in the upper right-hand corner. Luckily, if you know it's coming, as it's like getting ready to play the game. I don't understand the process. But like after the targeting thing, there's like a pause where the game is like loading or something, and you can like put your cursor in the upper right-hand corner like I did to get over there and have a shot at shooting him before he flies away. Second one's pretty straightforward. That third one's kind of tricky.
Here's the first generator. All you need to do is route power to the dam. Once that happens, you can open the dam from the other side. I'll meet you over there.
Skylanders.
Yay, treasure! Probably shouldn't pick this up since I just gave him a bunch of treasure, but shut up. Who's in charge here? I think it's me. Is it me? I'm not sure. I think it's me.
It's crush hour.
Why did I just switch to Flint? Because we're in an Earth area, and that's how I roll. Okay, so the Arkeyan Bomber is sort of an important introduction in the game. So, do you remember Bag of Bombs? We met him last time, in the last episode, if you're watching that one. If not, go watch it, because it was weird. I don't know why that's an argument to watch it, but you can. So, like, the Arkeyan Bombers exist primarily as a justification to put really hard enemies in the game. Oh, come on, I totally did that in time. Wait, can I reach it? Haha, totally kind of cheated or something. That's fine. So the way the Arkeyan Bombers work is it's sort of like Bag of Bombs. Bag of Bombs throws like a spiky bomb at you that if you dodge it, then it explodes into a regular bomb that you can use to throw at other guys. The Arkeyan Bombers throw a bomb directly over your head, they throw it at you so that it will land over your head and float there so you can use it to throw it at other enemies. So, like, you don't have to dodge them.
Power has been restored.
Yeah, thank you. I did pick up on that, but thank you, Machine Ghost. So, like, it's kind of nice in that you don't have to dodge the bomb attack, but it's also kind of annoying because, like, it just sort of, like, floats over your head and, like, sits there, and sometimes, like, I've had it sort of glitch in that it won't make the noise that's supposed to indicate that it's there, and sometimes there's graphical glitches, so it doesn't appear to be there. Man, I hate these guys and their stupid, like, shockwave aftermath to their hammer attack. It somehow always manages to hit me, no matter how much I'm not in the attack radius of it. But those guys aren't that damaging, so it's not that big a deal. It's hammer time! Do-do-do-do. Do-do. Do-do. Hammers! Do-do-do-do. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, kind of one of the things about Flint that's kind of disappointing, there's not a ton of variety to his attacks because his secondary attack is so not useful. Like, his third attack, reasonably useful, but it's not great. Like, it's important, but it's still not awesome until we upgrade it again, which is kind of the annoying thing about Flint as a character. But, like, the second attack is just so, like, pointless. Like, it's so slow, it's really hard to aim, and until we upgrade that, it doesn't actually do any damage. And until it at least does damage, that means it, like, straight up doesn't affect certain enemies. So it's really annoying. So when you're fighting with him, the main thing that you have is the hammer, and sometimes the boulders. And at this stage of the game, it's still mainly just the hammer. And as I've pointed out in the past, the hammer is pretty hard to, like, aim. So, yeah, he's kind of difficult to play with this early on, which is why I've allowed him to pick up so much treasure, because the upgrades really improve his quality of existence. In fact, it's to the point that I think I'm not going to buy any more of his upgrades until I get his Soul Gem, because his Soul Gem is the upgrade to his Attack 3 Boulders thing. So, you know, I'm gonna keep collecting the treasure, but I think this is a case where I'm definitely going to do that before getting any others, because I think it's just that important. So you do that drop down, the Giant's drop we just did to get down here, get that treasure chest, and then there's also this individual.
It is nice to see you, Skylander. I have been waiting for someone to challenge me at Skystones. Is that someone you?
Yeah, Haas, I'm pretty good at Skystones.
Excellent. I look forward to this experience.
I don't know why I called him Haas. Never called a person Haas in my life. But let's just play.
Spiderlings.
So, like, I feel like last episode was kind of just a mess, and this episode I'm just weird, so somehow that balances out. Weirdly enough, I don't have a lot of things that target that stone very well. I guess my best shot is to play this Boom Fiend under him.
Boom Fiend.
I'm blocked pretty well from the right up top and directly below.
Arkeyan Jouster.
Got me there, though. Ooh, and I can't get that back either, can I? That's a problem. I mean, I could steal back the one he took from me, but which of my stones is best to use for that? I think I'm inclined to say this. But that might just be wrong, because there's, like, a lot of other spaces he'd be good at taking. This is probably a slightly better. Yeah, let's try this.
Blaster Troll.
It opens me up to more attacks, but I think it's a better use of my stones.
Jumpy.
Stones are like a limited resource. Oh, it got me. That's pretty annoying. So this is a pretty good one.
Mace Major.
So we'll be 4-2. So I'm not super behind, but I think I might get cut out of this one. Well, that helps. Oh, no, it doesn't really. So, like, if I play this, then I'll have 5. He's unlikely to be able to steal either one. Let's cross our fingers. I think I won this one.
Jumpy.
Yeah, that doesn't beat anyone. Okay, good. Just barely.
Stone collected.
Ooh, nice one.
That is impressive. I did not think it possible to lose.
Nailed
Yep.
it.
One of the keys to playing Skystones, really, is to, like, try and... Oh, big pile of treasure. Is to, like, watch out for their, like, best stone. Because, like, basically every player has one, some have like a fairly balanced deck, but for the most part, they have like one really good stone and then like just a bunch of like filler stones that are like okay. So like if you do happen to lose the first time, pay close attention to like what their most powerful stone is, which one has like the best like blades and whatever to it, because like that's the one that's probably gonna like trip you up the most. So if you like anticipate where that stone is best, you can try and play around it. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you play the game yourself a couple times, or if you like, hopefully my thought process out loud is helping you try to understand these things as well. But in any case, like that's like a pretty important skill to master if you're trying to like get better at Skystones, to like figure, and like of course, you know, if you just don't memorize all the various players' best stones, or it's the first time you're playing someone, it's going to be hard to play around something like that because you're just not going to know which one is their best stone. But mainly it's like, if you're having trouble beating someone, the best way to beat them is to like figure out what it is that they're doing that's like catching all your stones and counteract it in some way. Okay, so let's start talking about why I don't love this level. First, it has 5 lock puzzles. That's super stupid. I hate lock puzzles. Lock puzzles really disrupt the flow of the game, and they're not fun or interesting, which I'm sure I mentioned like a zillion times in the last game, but that's my summary as to why I don't like lock puzzles.
Nice going. We sure make a great team. Now hop on, and let's find the next dam.
That's some real good sound mixing there. I could totally hear him over the sound of the earth flooding.
I've got a feeling that things are about to get a little tougher.
There we go, we get to do the targeting thing again. It's super fun and exciting. So there's like another one coming up from the right, I think? Nope, from the left.
These copters are a pain.
You're gonna want to try and get them real quick. Yeah, there you go. With the ones that like come around for a second pass, you do get 2 opportunities to shoot them down, those arrow gyros. But after that, they're just gone. So, you know, be careful of that. So here, as soon as you do that, you want to try and center your cursor, because that you get like a really narrow window to try and shoot down that helicopter. So like, you know, focus on destroying that first platform in the second walking section with your fists, and like just try and have your cursor like centered screen at the top. Okay, so this also bugs me. So we have these like enemy robots to fight. And also, he says lasers aren't helpful, but that's just a lie, because they do damage. They do like minor amounts of damage, but there's some of the enemy robots that saves you like a full punch against, so it just makes it quicker, which is just nice because these walking sections are kind of slow. But yeah, so like things I don't love about what we've done with the robot. I mean, for one, switching back and forth between the robot and the Skylanders gameplay, it's just like, it's kind of sluggish. Like, I don't know, it's like, yay, giant robot! Oh, we're walking. Oh, giant robot! Oh, we're walking. It just like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I would have liked it. It's sort of like I talked the last time we had a giant robot. I was like, why isn't giant robot the end of the level? Giant robot is like the best part of this level. So like, that should be the end of the level. And I feel like that's especially true in this level because of the way they've set it up, where like the Arkeyans are, you know, it's like their vault, and you need to be a giant robot to go inside. And then, well, we'll talk about it later, but I feel like that doesn't feel like it's true. So yeah, that's all the arrow gyros for this section. We're gonna talk.
Okay, here we are. Dam number 2. And it looks like it also needs power. Activate the generator. Then get to the control panel to open the dam. I'll meet you on the other side.
Yay, we survived. So yeah, the every time you complete one of those sections, by the way, it like barfs up a little bit of treasure for you. I think the amount of treasure is determined by some combination of like how much damage you've taken and how many enemies you actually beat, because you don't need to like kill all of the enemies. Like, it helps, but you don't have to. So yeah, this is a section, like, Bart demons have like a bunch of health, and so the game's justification for like putting them in narrow spaces where it's hard to avoid their attacks is like throwing these Arkeyan bombers at you. But then like dumb stuff can happen, like what just happened to me, where like there's a bomb lying on the ground, you can't pick it up once it's on the ground, you can't destroy it when it's on the ground, but it sure can explode and kill you, so that's fun. I hope you like that. Right, but going back to the robots, because like the robots are like the most special thing about this level, obviously. This is fun. I love enemies that get really easily stunned, because then stuff like the vacuum blaster, whatever that suction gun part of the gun is called, it's really effective against them, because you just sort of stand next to them and like stun them repeatedly until they just sort of like submit. That's always fun. But again, giant robot. So like, I don't know. It might just be me, and it might just be the fact that it's been a while since I played the Spyro's Adventure one, but like the controls like feel worse this time around. I don't know exactly what it is, but it definitely... What is this? Why is this pot not breaking? Hello? There we go. Good, and it had nothing in it. Well, I'm glad I spent time and effort doing that. Well, there's a big old wall in my way, so I think I'm going to need giant assistance. Oh man, you're still level 2, Pegasus? Come on. Let's show them your strength. You may be level 2, but you're still giant.
Excellent.
Okay. Actually, the quickest way to do this is probably to detach and fire my lasers. I just love... I just... There's something really satisfying to me about the body, like... Gonna get you. I like it. Does he need more treasure? I don't know if I want to have more treasure. Actually, how's about... someone else who I believe is still level 2. Yoshi! I don't know why every time I like, put Yoshi on the portal, I say Yoshi like that, like all excited like. I mean, I like Yoshi, but I like most of my Skylanders pretty much equally. I mean, there's some exceptions like Rush is pretty great. He's especially favorite. But yeah, so... You know, this is a pretty easy section to miss, but once you've done the second robot section, hop over to the right, there's that feat of strength and all that jazz, the chest and the whatnot. So, the giant robot controls feel kind of worse, and I think it's because there's like an emphasis on like the punching and like the shockwave, and the shockwave's like completely useless. Like, there's no point at the level in which it's like especially helpful. Like, you really only ever need to use it if you're, like, super bad. Like, if you're really terrible at this game, then it's useful to you. And otherwise, it's just, like, kind of a cool trick. Like, it's just not that useful of an addition. But, like, the punching has become, like, a pretty important part of the gameplay. Whereas, like, it was, like, a secondary thing before. Oh, I got electrocuted. And, like, I don't know. That's not, you know, that doesn't really take away from the other part, but, like, the lasers were more of like a central focus before, and there was something about that that I really enjoyed, and it's just not present here anymore. Let's do a lock puzzle. They're boring and terrible. So, this one, the solution, left twice, right 6 times, 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, and then left 3 times. 1, a 2, a 3. Now, it occurs to me I didn't actually tell you what the solution to the first one is, but that's because there's literally one straight path to it. It's left 5 times. In case you're curious, it's left 5 times. Go left 5 times, and you win. Speaking of winning, we just earned ourselves a soul gem for a giant that I don't have, Bouncer. Fun trivia fact, Bouncer is the first giant I ever played with, because it was the one they had... like demoing at E3 last year, which is the first time I ever had my hands on Skylanders Giants. This power-up is called Fists of Destruction. Honestly, I have no clue what that does. I've never looked into it. When I first played with Bouncer, I just was not a fan. So I never really never felt the need to explore him further as a character. Just sort of like played him, was like, this doesn't make me want to get Giants. And so I didn't do it. Alright, so there's a branching path here. There's a bunch of enemies over there. I don't want to die. So instead, let's go over here and get a story scroll. Shall we? Onk and a totem. Okay. Yes, read always.
It was Ankh Beekman who first wrote, "The eyes are the window to the mouth. The mouth the doorway to the eyes."
Of course.
In Brock's Rumbletown, a certain totem's eyes and mouth can allow access to another kind of doorway. But Ankh would not know of this, as it is one of many villages the celebrated penguin novelist is banned from entering.
This, of course, is for Rumbletown. It's actually one of the more direct clues. It's like, yeah, go to Rumbletown, do the totem, you dork. Not much else to say about that. We've already done that one, so hopefully you know what it's referring to. If not, you can go back and check out the Rumbletown episode. But we're being pursued by a bunch of chompies, so we should probably make sure that they don't sneak up on us. Ah, man. I do love Yoshi. He's got some sweet attacks. Alright, so, like, the biggest thing to watch out for with Bark Demons is they're, like, really... Ow. Wow. It's like a slow-moving attack, but it fires off, like, quickly from them, if that makes any sense to you. So, once they fire it off, it moves really slowly across the ground. But, geez, trying not to die. It's pretty hard. Actually, let's do some vines. The vines home in on enemies. They're useful. But, like, when you're up close to them, they can, like, fire it off, like, rather quickly. Just, like, look at that. It's crazy fast. So, like... Because these guys are such a nuisance, one thing you might want to do is, like, target that root runner early on, because if you don't, then the Bark Demons can eat the chompies that come out of it and regain health and make this fight even more obnoxious. Oh god, yeah, you want to try and stay away from their attack radius as much as possible, and since they're slow moving, it's possible, but it can be something of a challenge. Because again, they can fire that attack off really quickly, and also if they just happen to like fire it off, then you kind of have to spend your time avoiding it, which makes it harder to dodge them, depending on how the situation's playing out. Luckily, they can damage each other. It's also much easier to deal with them when there's just one, or deal with the one of them when there's just one. Arkeyan Shield Juggernaut. Well, I'm really glad I leveled up, because I think I would like to switch characters right now. Who is someone who is quick enough? How's about a little bit more showtime for you, Falco? Since you were so unceremoniously defeated last time. So, like, here's another case. Here's, like, a more direct case where it's sort of like, these Arkeyan Juggernaut guys are super annoying. And to make up for that fact, they give you a, how did he even damage me there? That's weird. They give you one of these Arkeyan bombers. Oh, watch out for his punch attack. He sort of alternates between that annoying laser and, like, a powerful, slow-moving punch attack. But, like, if you're close to him, the punch attack is pretty devastating, so you definitely need to watch out for it. I accidentally killed the Arkeyan bomber. That's something to watch out for, actually. They are still enemies, and you still need to kill them to open enemy gates, things of that nature. But, you can accidentally kill them when you still would like to have access to their bombs, so, you know, especially there's a couple Skylanders who have attacks that can, like, ricochet and unexpectedly hit enemies. It's just something to keep in mind if you're playing with someone like that. I have no good transition for switching to Pegasus. But he's still level 2. I think he may be my last level 2 Skylander. Oh, that's interesting. So if I fly my eyeball up ahead, then I can, like, lure these guys back to start, which is kind of annoying. But luckily, I got some pretty powerful punches, and they can make quick work of these guys. I actually almost leveled up already. It was pretty sudden. I thought it was much further away just a moment ago. Yeah, the nice thing about these, I think these are still the Arkeyan Jousters, is that, ooh, look! It's a Luck-O-Tron wheel. Boing! I believe green is health? There you go. Lucky Wheel of Health. Terrific. Something I find kind of weird is that they alternate between calling them, like, Luck-O-Tron wheels and Lucky Wheels. It just feels like kind of inconsistent terminology. I'm using big words. It's kind of a kids show. But yeah, like, funny thing, the first time I came through this level, I got this Luck-O-Tron wheel, because it's actually one of the less well-hidden Luck-O-Tron wheels. Most of them are, like, the harder to find collectibles. But I like didn't get the story scroll, so I came up here and was like, what? How do I? And then of course, as you probably noticed earlier, I couldn't backtrack any further once I like triggered that fight with the Arkeyan Jousters here. So I couldn't go back and pick it up. So I was just sort of like, oh, I missed the story scroll. That's not a really interesting story, but I told it to you anyway. So we got another lock puzzle, and then another robot section. It's kind of a formula we got going on here. So let's check out this lock puzzle. Third lock puzzle, right? Yeah. So right once, left twice. Yep, levels with multiple lock puzzles, right twice, are extra annoying, because then it's harder to keep track. Left twice of what you've done already. Look like this game's a lot more forgiving about the perfect score thing. I don't know, it's just like, it's reassuring to see perfect score.
Now there's nothing stopping us from getting to the vault.
Yep, water's still super loud, you guys.
Except, probably, a bunch more of those Arkeyan security droids.
Okay, so, as I recall, there's another like real early on arrow gyro here. I think it comes from the left side. I want to say it comes from the left side, but as I recall, if you're just sort of like constantly shooting your lasers somewhere towards center, you've got a pretty good chance of hitting it. In any case, we get to do the target thing again. Yay! Okay, so here we're gonna talk more earnestly. Oh no, it's over to the right. It's off to the right, you guys. It's off to the right. I was confusing myself. I think that strategy I was mentioning actually works for the section we did previously, the last one. Yeah, so the giant robot, like, I don't know, the actual things it can do are mostly the same. Oh, there we go. There's a helicopter coming from the right. I think there's like one that comes. That's good. Exploded. Yeah, there's another one that comes from the right side. Come on. Come on. There we go. So, like, it's, you know, generally it's a good rule to be, like, constantly firing your laser because it's not a bad thing. As I didn't finish saying before, the lasers can actually even harm the giant robots, but it will only harm them when they're, like, quote, vulnerable, which, incidentally, 2 times when I've played this level, I've had it happen where, it won't show, like, the right trigger over their head when they're vulnerable, which really is, like, the main indicator that they are vulnerable. So the first time I played this, I had, like, no understanding of what was going on. It was like, wait until he's vulnerable, and then he, like, punches me, and there's, like, no indication of a time I could have attacked him. But, like, yeah, the thing you're supposed to do is, like, wait until he's about to punch you, then punch him. But so, like, when I was doing this the first time, like, it was like, wait till he's vulnerable. And then, like, basically, as far as I could tell, he was never vulnerable, so I just sort of, like, died, and I was like, what happened? Like, what is happening? Yeah, there's an auto gyro here. Could do a shockwave. I don't think the shockwaves actually ever affect the auto gyros, which is super annoying because, like, if they did that, that would justify their presence in the game. But, like, as is, I really just feel like the shockwave doesn't do anything. So there we go. I think I got. Oh, there's one more. I think if I get this one, yeah, I think I've only missed one, which was like in that first section. So there you go. Those are all the auto gyros for you to get in the level. That's how you do it. If you're slightly better than I am at home, or you just study the video.
There it is. The not-so-secret Arkeyan Vault of Secrets. You'll need to restore power before we can open it. Good thing you know just how to do that. After that, you'll need to make your way to each ring's control panel to unlock them.
If by control panel you mean super obnoxious lock puzzle, then yes, I do need to do that. We got a bunch of treasure, that's fine. So, there's legendary treasure here. It's good to know about. We can't get to it from this angle, believe it or not. We can, however, talk to Auric. Hey, Auric.
Yes, it was wise to seek me out. You could probably use some gear. What looks good to you today?
Whoa, is that a Cyclops joke? Are you making fun of my one giant eyeball? That's not cool, bro. Alright, so here we have a new unlockable heroic challenge. Got a pair of hats returning from the last game. Got a pretty decent Skystone here. 2 arrows in every direction. It's pretty solid, especially this early on. So, you know, if your focus is that sort of thing, 1,000 gold's probably about fair, maybe a little expensive. We got regeneration, key, and summon fairy. So, you know, mostly straightforward fare, but we also have the addition of a heroic challenge, which those are nice to pick up because, you know, if you're doing this like a normal person does, every heroic challenge that you can accomplish means your Skylanders get stronger. But as I've talked about in the past, I sort of like to relegate them to just the challenges that they can do so that, you know, I can show you fair and balanced Skylanders. If that makes any kind of sense to you. Yeah, I'm still just gonna pick. I don't know which character wants it, so I'm just picking it up. Legendary treasure. It's a new paint job. Which one is this? Stripes ahoy! Which, as I recall, isn't terribly piratey or striped. Well, take a look at that at some point to confirm my recollection. But, yeah, legendary treasure. It's kind of annoying to me that the legendary treasure is always worth 100 gold in this game, because in the last one they scaled so that, like, by the end of the game they were worth, like, a couple hundred, which was really exciting. But, yeah, we get to do another one of these, like, mash the coil button things. Just sort of slow down the level. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things I don't like about this level is, like, in general, just the flow of the level is disrupted by, like, everything. Like, you have to, like, watch out for these electric currents, and, like, you have to sort of wait for them to pass. You have to, like, mash the button to turn on the electrical currents. Here's an important thing. As soon as you, like, cross this last, like, dam bridge the first time, there's, like, a gap in the fence so you need to drop down. There's, like, a bunch of stuff hidden in this cave, so it's super important if you're collecting stuff. So, we got a tech area. Luckily, we got a tech Skylander. Oh, Meta Ridley. I love you. Your fire hat. Alright, now we can enter the cave. Alright, so we're at the entrance to an elemental gate, and there's a guy we can talk to.
Hey, a Skylander! All right! I've been in here for hours trying to find a special hat that the Arkeyan supposedly left behind. But yeesh! It's pretty tricky. Maybe you'll have better luck than I did.
In fairness to the Clam-Tron, this is actually a really tricky section. The first time I did this, I got, like, super confused, and it took me way longer than I needed to. So, in case you get easily confused, or in case my assessment is just right and this is difficult, then you might want to pay attention, because I'm pretty sure just the quickest way to get through here now. And, so if you do what I do, then you can get through this pretty quick, which, again, is good for speedrunning. So, turn this key once. Actually, it's not good for speedrunning, because you would just ignore this whole section if you were speedrunning. But if you just don't want this level to take forever while you're getting collectibles, it's still useful. So you turn that first key once, then you turn this second key once, but before you do this, you need to make sure that you have collected this actual key. There's sort of regular key and clockwork key. So you need to collect the regular key before turning the clockwork keys. And before you go up here, you need to turn the third clockwork key one time. In fact, you don't ever need to turn any one clockwork key more than once, which is something that tripped me up the first time and makes this process a whole lot more confusing. Check it out, though. We got a winged sapphire, so everything's even cheaper. Very exciting. Okay, so let's rocket. Why are you not rocket? Use your rockets. So, now we got the bounce pad that we saw earlier. Hop up here, rocket some more. The rockets are a nice upgrade because, like, basically the only thing about Drobot that isn't totally awesome is that he's, like, kinda slow. So, once you get the hang of using the rockets, because admittedly, they're really weird to use. It took me a while to get used to them, and I'm still not great at it. But, like, once you've gotten used to it, like, he helps you go faster. And, you know, it's a useful thing. It's a pretty basic idea. So you kill those guys, you follow the path. Then, work your way over here and up this ramp to two things of importance. One, this clockwork key, and two, this treasure chest. Which, yeah, sure, you can have this, Meta Ridley. And yes, that's our fourth treasure chest, so we found all of them. Hooray! Oh, I think some piece of treasure just fell into the abyss. So once you collect the treasure chest, you can turn the key once and only once. And then you can walk all the way back around, which is what I thought was the only way to do it. But there is actually a spot you can drop from here. It's just really annoying about letting you actually do it. In fact, it's so annoying that sometimes you might just be better off trying to walk the long way around. See, like, look how... I don't know why it hates doing that so much, but, like, the game is clearly programmed to let you drop there, but every time I've tried, it acts like I can't. But you can do it, I promise. Right, so come over here. I guess this is the second time we're turning this? Maybe I lied. But, like, you never turn one more than once while you're standing there. Like, every time you encounter a key, you only turn it once. So we pass this, pick up a few more bits of treasure, and a key, which we need. Turn this clockwork key one time, and we find our way over to this gate. Locked gate that we thankfully have the key for. And now, we've found our way to that tricky hat. But since I just picked up this fire hat, and since I enjoy it so much, why don't we give the Boon this hat? Because he's had that turban for a while, and I don't think he's ever actually put on a hat that he earned himself. Or opened himself, I guess we'll say. Because he didn't really do the hard work for this one. And then in case, Officer Hat's probably a good fit for our marine animal. Plus it gives him a bunch of armor and a little bit of speed. Speed for giants is always a nice thing. Yes, wear the hat now. That looks weird. But, that's cool. Oh, yeah. So, like, now when we do this belly slide, we can do it for further. Do it for further? Yep. I'm still real good at talking. Not as bad as last time, but not good. Not good at talk. Oh, good. He's throwing the bombs at me. Oops, I blew him up. Aha. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Dang it, he put his shield up. Having shields is cheating. Shields is cheating. Okay, so, like, let's see if I can... oh, yeah, the bite attack did a number on that bark guy. I guess my bite is worse than his bark. I literally just came up with that. Normally, I think of those ahead of time. Also, they're equally bad. Yay, another lock puzzle, and by yay, I mean, ugh. Okay, so this one should be right 3 times. 2, 3. Ooh, left 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then right a mere 1 time. And there you go. Lock mastered. See what I did there? He's the lock master imp, so I mastered the lock. Forget it. It's not a good joke. Okay. Yeah, one of the weird things, and by weird I mean mostly annoying things about the body slide attack, is that, like, it often ends up just sort of, like, sticking you somewhere. It's kind of hard to explain, but, like, see there, like, I did a jump, and I got caught on a fence post that wasn't directly in front of me. Why? But it happened. Is the scientific explanation for why, actually. Can I actually... is there a cheaty thing I could do? Being a giant is not beneficial to me here. I'm gonna switch to a smaller Skylander. How about Rush? Is a fire Skylander in a water area? Preposterous. See, those bombs are super annoying. It became, like, invisible on the ground, but, oh, please don't kill me. Please don't. Alright, so now we gotta watch out for his punch attack. Oh, now we gotta watch out for his laser attack. Yeah, these guys are super annoying because they alternate ranged and close attacks. Oh, yeah, definitely auto-target the guy who's helping me out. That's super helpful. Here, the best advice I can offer you is that rock is like a super great hiding place. There we go. Now I can use this to kill you. Got you. Okay. So we've cleared out those guys, which will give us some breathing room to pick up a hat. I really do like this hat on Rush, though. Who has a hat that I don't love? I guess... Flint isn't, I don't really like the turban in general. Let's just replace all the turbans today. Actually, this hat's gonna look really weird on him, I think. It's like a Robin Hood hat. Is this one called, like, Archer hat or something? Yeah, Archer hat. Plus 10 critical hits, sure. That actually might be good in combination with his, like, single powerful hammer hit. If something is just, like, barely strong enough to survive one hit from the hammer, maybe the critical hit boost will make them less likely to survive it. Yeah. So now there's a bunch of these, like, bomb dudes, which, like, honestly, a bunch of these in a group isn't terribly threatening. I mean, like, the random bombs that, like, might catch you off guard can be problematic. But other than that, like, they don't have any follow-up attacks. So if you, like, grab their bomb and throw it at them, they're gonna, like, have to wait a minute to attack you. It's just kind of silly on their part. So let's, who do I want to be? Doesn't actually matter, but since I haven't been Hinata today, let's be Hinata.
Any last wishes?
So let's handle this lock puzzle, if you know what I mean. And what I mean is to solve the lock puzzle. So let's go right 3 times. 2, 3. Then let's go left 4 times. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Then right once. Left twice. And then finally, right 1 time. And there you go. Lock puzzle solved. Perfect score, by the way.
You did it. I can't believe it. Well, actually, I can. It's just an expression. Now, I'll open this up, and the map to Arcus should be right inside.
Awesome! Let's see what the secrets are.
Well, look who
Kaos!
leads me to the vault. It's a stupid Skylander. It is stupider robot. I'd love to stay and chat, but I'm afraid I have a map to steal.
What are you gonna do? Oh god, it's rocks. Oh, there's so many rocks.
Behold! The map to the lost city of Arcus. And it's mine.
Really big map. I don't know if you're gonna fit that in your glove compartment.
Look, Glumshanks, the map. It senses my awesome presence and is revealing its secrets.
Actually, it's just a hologram. It does that if you move it back and forth.
Soon the Iron Fist of Arcus will be mine, and I will be the ruler of all Skylands. Uh-oh.
This is why we always put the handbrake on, kids.
Robot,
And this is why we can't have nice things.
what have you done?
Clearly, Globstinks is to blame.
Wait, what?
Ah, it was right there! The hidden location of the city of Arcus. Glumshanks, didn't you see it?
Yeah, but only for a second. I can't remember.
Silence! Wait. Actually, you can remember. And with my help, you will remember.
Sounds like a threat.
Robot, take me home!
You know, not only is this secret vault not secret, it's not much of a vault either.
Oh. Those rocks hurt a lot more than it might have looked. Don't think I'm going to make it. But I was able to hear that ugly guy inside the vault. He found the map, but destroyed it. Then he said something about they home. That's all I can remember. Goodbye, Skylander. Congratulations on almost stopping Kaos. Now, goodbye.
Machine Ghost! Kaos, you're not getting away with this. I'm gonna get you back for defeating my Machine Ghost. He was my best friend. Well, I'm not sure that congratulating us for almost stopping Kaos is really appropriate, but at least we did get everything but the time limit, so that's worth something. Yeah, this is a level that I'm really torn about. Like, I like the robot, both as a character, and I like piloting the robots. I liked it a lot in the last game, and I still like it in this game. I just feel like I can't fully put my finger on it, but I feel like the controls are more sluggish and the focus is different. I think, for one, I think like the enemies are quick now, whereas before they were sort of like scaled to be appropriate for you to like totally beat up on with the robot. Like, I feel like the enemies are like a little bit more on par with you now, so like you don't feel as impressive in the giant robot, which is like, that's really the point of piloting a giant robot, is to feel giant and awesome and powerful. So like, I don't think that's a great change. Also, like, I was actually, like, super sad when Machine Ghost, when I saw that last cutscene the first time. I was, like, really upset about it, which, you know, I think is definitely a sign that they've improved the storytelling in this game, because, like, I never really connected with any of the characters in the last game, but I really like Machine Ghost, so I was super sad. So, like, that was upsetting, and then, like, there's the whole, like, weird logistics of, like, we have to, like, trudge our way through this giant wet canyon in order to open the Vault of Secrets, and, like, Kaos just flies in the back door. Like, why didn't we do that? That's, like, way easier. We both have a giant Arkeyan robot that should do the same thing. And then, like, Kaos just, like, punches his way out the roof. Like, this is the least secure vault I've ever heard of. Especially for the Arkeyans, who, like, are masters at this stuff. But, in any case, definitely not my least favorite level. That's coming up, well, one of my least favorite levels is coming up quite soon. My least favorite is probably still up for debate at this point. I think playing through it again, I'll probably be able to tell you which one's my absolute least favorite. But, again, we've taken care of everything here in this level, including losing a very dear friend. So, let's get back to Flint's ship and plan a counterattack to make Kaos pay. Ugh, ugly paint job. Why did I do this?
Wonder what Kaos meant when he said he was returning home. We already destroyed his flying fortress.
Yeah, I distinctly remember saying boom in a very literal way when we did.
Probably just means the home he grew up in. You know, way out in the east and west section of Skylanders.
Well, it's worth a shot. We have no other leads. Flynn?
Yeah, I'm with you, Callie. I'll just set course for the eastern... western... You're gonna have to explain that one to me a little better.
Ooh, I'm actually a little choked up about watching that scene again, to be honest. I don't know why, I like Machine Ghost. I feel so bad. He's such a good friend. All he wanted was to be our friend, and he put himself in jeopardy to save us. Like, he's the best friend. He's such a good friend. He's like Friendrick. Yeah. But, we've collected all of our collectibles for today. We haven't stopped Kaos, but we've definitely put a damper on his plans, and, we at least have some idea of where he's off to next. So next time, we're gonna find some place that will give us some more clues and help us track down Kaos. And, I think that may just be my favorite level in this game. Yeah, you guys will get to find out what that means in the next one, and we'll take care of some more housekeeping on the ship, I'm sure, but for now, gonna call it quits. Thank you so much for watching. It's weird that I angle immediately upon stepping on the staircase, but not the weirdest thing that's happened in this game. Again, thank you for watching. You guys are great. If you really enjoyed it, please consider liking, interacting favorably in various social manners. These things help me to increase the number of people who get to enjoy my work, and it just helps me out. If you're a fan of mine, really appreciate it. But either way, I appreciate you watching this. Hope you're having a good time, and I'll see you back here for one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite level in this game. See you then.